lane with Caitlyn. And last but not least, Hotshot GG picking up the Elise, probably the most striking pick of this entire game so far.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to also note is summer spells. Absolute Legend Spellsy, he's actually running Ignite down bottom because the AD carry, I couldn't get his name quickly, he is actually running heal. So they know that they need that Ignite bottom. So by running Ignite on Sona, there is no exhaust down there, so Caitlyn can just go off. And it was Robert that's running heal. And pretty much in the skin to win ratio, I mean, I don't even know who to give it to. Chowster's not running any skin on Cho'Gath. It hurts my feelings. Cho'Gath has 2 legendaries. How can you not have one?
That is an excellent question. So we are just going to get this game underway here momentarily, guys. You're going to get into the loading screen. Going to go ahead and turn off this lovely little 8-bit music in the background and get right on into things. Now, one of my favorite questions, and I'm sure you know this question well, Bodegs. Level 1 5v5 team fight, who do you think takes home that win?
CLG Prime. And I will, if Hotshot gets his stun first, CLG Prime every day of the week. If Hotshot can land that stun, you're going to have Cho'Gath knocking you up. You have some very good damage from Caitlyn coming out from that Q. You have Loco Doco's Nunu just slowing you up, like just slowing you from Snowball. Or if he chooses to go Blood Boil, Caitlyn's just going to do even more damage. There's just a lot of CC on that team for level 1, where Absolute Legends, they're mainly all about damage. So if Absolute Legends can find out somebody, then I will give it to them. But I would still give it to CLG Prime just solely because of that stun. I think any kind of CC at level 1 is insane and almost automatically wins you the almost automatically wins you the level 1 fight. And actually, Hotshot did not pick it up. He actually went Neurotoxin, so I was wrong on that one. I whiffed it.
All right, it looks like both teams right now just setting up for a very protective positioning over their buffs right now, but the immediate pause is going to go out. It's actually going to give me just a second to be able to rearrange all of these summoner icons so you guys can see just who is going head to head. So off the bat, I wouldn't say that we're looking at going for any lane swaps right now, as both Caitlyn and Sona are down towards their respective lanes. Everybody just looking to take a really, really defensive position in this game. No one really wants to get invaded on right now.
No, I mean, there's no one wants to get invaded on, and no team wants to take the early invasion to them, because if they get caught off guard, it always ends bad. That's the only way to say it, is it will just end bad. So, I mean, the pause just the game will resume in 5 seconds, so we'll be good, but everyone's just always wants to go passive, it seems like, in these very high elo played games. They always want to go passive, and when they do go for an invade, it always throws the other team off, because they're like, wait, what? You actually are wanting to invade? So, and
right.
Looks like Doublelift is actually going to take his wolves, knowing that Absolute Legends will be taking their golem, so he needs a way to even that out, and to do that is you just take your team's wolves. Since Chowster is actually opting to start red, as Cho'Gath, you can do that. Your passive allows you to do, start at red buff and make it so you don't have to start at blue.
Yeah, a little bit of early aggression going down in the mid lane. Orianna trying to get that early damage onto Diana. Now, this is a really interesting matchup right here. Who do you think takes that home between Diana and Orianna based solely on mechanics?
Pre-6, I will always give it to Orianna due to her passive allows her range, like, just auto-attack harass very, very, like, strong. It just gives her very strong harass. And Diana can't really do much before level 6. Once she is level 6, though, I will always Diana should be able to beat her, as Diana will have more burst, and all really Orianna's going to have is that shield that really help her out, hopefully.
All right, in the top lane, we do have an early gank coming in from Lee Sin, but it does not look like it's going to go anywhere. Hotshot retreating back to his tower, and that will be that. Nothing else going to come from that.
No, I mean, they saw a good opportunity. Hotshot actually was in spider form and actually jumped in onto Zekent, and they're like, oh, that's an easy kill, let's go for it, and actually It was not such that easy kill.
Not at all, and it looks like we may have Hotshot either going for... I'm sorry, Chowster, not Hotshot. Going for these wolves, going to go ahead and invade the enemy jungle. There are no wards there. No one is quite aware of this, and Lee Sin might get caught out if he decides to go over there and meet up, but nothing really going to happen with that. A little bit of trades going down in the bot lane. So far, nothing really significant going on, but Chowster coming in the mid lane. Looks like Diana going to go ahead and have to flash over that wall. She will get out of there okay.
Yeah, very good. Chowster knowing, hey, Diana's super push. The only way out she has is to run by his race, and that's going to almost always end up in a kill. So he knew that he could at least get a flash off of her. And Link actually having a very good flash and flashing out of that knockup, because if that knockup would have hit, I'm almost positive Big Fat and Chowster would have followed up on that, because that would have been a very easy kill.
Right, now real quick, I'm going to go ahead and adjust some volume levels here. No big deal as we get right back into this game, folks. We've got Lee Sin coming up towards the mid lane, setting up for the potential gank on Orianna, with the pings going down in the tri-brush. Chowster coming in onto Malphite in the top lane. The flash coming out from Elise's Hotshot, tries to pick up the kill. She goes into spider form. Will they be able to pick up this Malphite for the first blood? He's getting a little close to those walls. The hell spot, yes, there we go. Elise picking up the first blood onto Malphite.
Yeah, I mean, Malphite blew his flash very early, and he flashed before the knockup from Chowster. If he would have saved his flash for the knockup, he would have been safe. The problem was he blew the flash, and all Chowster then had to do was kind of just lead him. He just had to pop it in front of him, and Zekent actually ran right into it.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got Lee Sin coming in the bot lane, trying to go for the potential gank, and the kick will whiff on a Loco Doko, so it does not look like they're going to be able to pick up anything down there.
Loco Doko actually playing very well and actually juking both of them. So he actually juked Ezreal's Q and also got the Lee Sin resonating strike, so very good play. Or
now,
Sonic Wave.
It looks like we do have Diana picking up in a first item buy for a Negatron Cloak. Why do you think he would pick up a Negatron Cloak?
Well, a very good item on Diana is Abyssal Scepter, and with how weak Diana is early game, like just against a range, picking up that Abyssal or that Negatron Cloak is a very smart idea. It just slows down Big Fat's harass, makes it so he can at least, you know, survive it better. And he is almost 6, so he will be able to trade with LP a lot better now. So, but I still think the Negatron Cloak was the best idea there. It helps, it gives you the defensive stats you need. It's one of your main core items that you're going to need to build on her anyways. So might as well get it early when you need it.
It looks like Chowster is going to get caught out in his own jungle here. Diana getting knocked up, but Orianna coming in from behind. The ultimate will go out from her and pull them back, but Chowster still in a world of hurt here. I'm not sure they're going to be able to pick up this kill. Diana coming in. Ooh, Lee Sin under the turret taking quite a bit of damage. He will fall to Orianna, and now Diana having to back off here, unable to complete that gank.
Yeah, and if you look, Hotshot GG's actually going to jump onto Malphite and just decide to just not actually follow up anything. He actually landed his stun and probably could have made something happen, but Malphite actually going to blow his teleport to get back up top. Doesn't want to lose any of that CS.
That is not a bad idea at all. Down in the bot lane, unfortunately, it looks like we have Sona and Ezreal taking a lot of poke damage right now. Caitlyn getting that Sona down very low, coupled with the Nunu snowball, but Nunu taking a lot of damage in return, and that crit will pick Caitlyn up the kill on Sona.
Caitlyn just she's such a strong AD carry, especially when someone gets
and the headshot coming out, and oh my goodness, the heal will manage to save Robert. That was close.
Yes, it was. Double was actually just hitting 6, saying, hey, let's go for another kill here, and that's one thing about Caitlyn. That all has such a long range. I mean, as long as you have vision on him, I'm pretty sure you'll hit it from anywhere. It's not anywhere. I mean, you can't hit it from middle, or hit it from middle if you're bottom, but it's still a very, very long range. So, yeah, it was a good idea. You got to blow the heal, so now like later you'll be able to actually get the kill on him, since heal does have has a longer cooldown than that ultimate. so he won't have such luxury next time.
It looks like Sona is back in the lane, so Ezreal gonna stick it out for just a little bit. Meanwhile, Yoda looking around the top lane, maybe gonna go up to either secure the lane, take a little bit of farm, or set up for the gank, but I don't think he is. And now Robert and Spellsy just pushing it down in that bot lane as hard as they can, with Nunu having gone back.
Yeah, and Robert actually gonna blow his ult to even push it a little farther, so he really wanted to get this wave push to the turret. I mean, it denies Caitlyn some farm, but not a lot, as Doublelift is a very good on-turret farmer, as you're seeing. He only missed 2. So, don't know if an ult was worth it, but I do see why they did it. It didn't give any experience to Nunu, so it's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, and we do see the command protect coming out from Orianna as Lee Sin went in just to get a little bit of extra damage down on her, but nothing going to come from it. I do not believe they're going to risk the turret dive at this point in the game. Sona and Ezreal just taking back to trying to win this poke war down in the bottom lane. Now, Nunu and Caitlyn, I was a little bit worried about that matchup versus Ezreal and Sona at first, because Ezreal and Sona is such this traditional poke lane down in bottom, especially in the way the current meta is right now. Now, do you think that they'll have the advantage by the time Sona hits 6?
Yes. I mean, granted, Doublelift does have that cleanse to get out of her ult. I still think by then, Robert would have put enough damage in to make them have to retreat completely, so...
Looks like Lee Sin coming up here for the gank. The flash crescendo coming out, but not managing to land on it to Nunu. And Loco will get out of there with no issue whatsoever.
That's one thing that I love about Loco. His reaction time is so quick. I mean, all through MLG, you watched him just... As soon as somebody flashed in on him, you would watch him flash immediately and dodge crescendos. He dodged many crescendos in MLG, so... Yeah.
It looks like Cho'Gath coming up for an on-turret dive, and it looks like Chaucer gonna pick up the kill here with that amazing burst of damage. Hotshot just gonna push the turret a little bit more now. That was a phenomenal gank by Chaucer and Hotshot GG, knowing the limitations of their champion and just being able to go, you know what, we can tower dive you at this point. We're gonna go ahead and take this kill and leave now. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, I mean, you have... Elise is such a good turret diver. That repel in her spider form actually makes you lose turret aggro. So you can dive, get pretty low, have your jungle come in like they did, start tanking the turret while you're in the air, come back down onto Malphite, and just do a pretty good amount of damage now. So very good play by them up top. And there's really, I mean, I would like to notice, like, Caitlyn actually is picking up the BF sword first. She went to Doran's and the Zerkagrees, but she also picked up the BF sword, where Ezreal's actually opting to go the Phage first. And normally you see an Ezreal actually go to that Bloodthirster before you go to Trinity Force, because you want that extra, you want the damage, you want the lifesteal from that. And Trinity Force's Sheen proc won't do as well as it would if you picked up that first Bloodthirster.
Chauster coming down here for the gank, but Lee Sin is already here as well. Now Chauster going to take a lot of damage, and Spellsy having to back off after taking quite a heavy chunk from Caitlyn. Those Qs are just pelting Caitlyn or Sona for so much damage as they come out of Caitlyn. It's really rough to deal with. What do you think this Sona needs to do in order to combat that damage?
She's going to have to build a cloth armor, or she needs to get that heart of gold as soon as possible. On such a weak support like Sona, I would have loved to see a heart of gold first, because you need that health, especially against the Caitlyn. Like, the only supports I know that you normally don't build a heart of gold on first is supports like Leona, Blitzcrank.
Yeah, we do have a bit of engagement going down in the mid lane, but nothing going to come of that. Lee Sin and Diana just going to have to back off of Orianna.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying though, you just need you don't need the mana regen and health regen. It's very nice on Sona and Soraka, like the little weaker of the supports, but you normally do want to build a heart of gold on the lesser, durable supports, is the way I can say it. Just because you do want that, you just want that extra the extra health.
And Nunu going for the Empire down in bot lane. Locodogo pelting that snowball right onto Ezreal's face, but Spellsy getting down very low, having to use the defensive crescendo, but will it be enough? The teleport coming in from Malphite, he will use his ultimate to knock them both up, and that will be a double kill for Ezreal instantly.
Yeah, and I saw what Doublelift did. He tried to do what I was saying about flashing Malphite's ult, but Malphite actually doing a very good job in actually targeting Locodogo with it, and not Big Fat, Doublelift actually flashing to Locodogo, the ult still hit him. So, it wasn't the, I mean, probably, he actually didn't need to flash. He would have been out of range of that ult, that knock-up on it. So, yeah. But they did pick up a dragon off of that, and that was very good play by them. And we'll probably see in the next dragon fight around, you know, 1929, somewhere in there, or 1939.
That is very possible. Now it looks like a Chowster going to come up behind on this turret, going for the blue steal. Malphite is here to respond, but I don't think they're going to be able to contest this at all, and I just think they're going to let Orianna pick this up. No, they are going to give that buff over to Hotshot.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own blue that they can give to Orianna. They know where Lee Sin was, so they know he wasn't trying to steal it. And giving it on Elise is a very smart idea. I mean, in her spider form, none of her abilities cost mana, but they don't hit, in my opinion, as hard as they would in caster form. So allowing her to sit in caster form and just spam abilities really just, it gives her an even bigger advantage on Malphite, since Malphite always builds armor. That's his form of some of his damaging abilities. He's known for just having high armor. So picking a champion like Elise that has the abilities, like just ability power.
Diana coming up to try and steal the blue buff, but she is going to get caught out here by that ward. Now Locodogo getting down very low. Lee Sin coming in to try and engage on this fight. Caitlyn pelting out that damage from over the wall. The Orianna ultimate going out. Now the chase is on for Ori. She is going to get kicked back, and that will spell the end of Orianna as Diana picks up that kill.
Yeah, one thing to notice that Lee Sin did very well there, Yoda did, was when Ori went for the ult, Lee Sin actually just safeguarded to Diana, and it actually whiffed Big Fat LP's ult altogether. So that really actually, if that ult would have landed, Big Fat probably could have survived, if not lasted long enough for Chowster and Doublelift and Locodogo to get there and probably turn the fight around.
Yeah, we do see the engagement going on under turret, the Malphite ultimate coming out, and Diana picking off Caitlyn in an instant. That just instantaneous burst, too much to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, you can counter Malphite if you have flash to get out of those, but if you don't have flash, his ult's very devastating.
Yeah, and it looks like we will have yet another engagement. The crescendo coming out, and Ezreal picking off Locodogo. Chowster trying to get out of there, but it will not work as Ezreal picks up that double kill. And now Spellsy is in a lot of trouble here, and no, Hotshot GG will not pick up that kill. Orianna back up, but I think, yes, Big Fat LP will fall to Malphite.
Yeah, and I don't know why they went on that. That was a 3v5. I mean, I know they're a very good team. They're a very strong team, but you're not so far ahead that you can do a 3v5. So, probably, and I mean, Big Fat LP ended up just kind of strolling in a little late to the fight and then dying. So, they're kind of just filing single file into line to their death. They just gave them 3 extra kills that weren't needed. I mean, it could have been 5-5 right now, but now it's 8-5 because of those 3 kills. And it does actually put them behind about 2k gold, which isn't a lot, but if you can get 2k gold on certain champions, that is very, very good. And it's looking like they're actually going to get that on their Ezreal, as Ezreal's 4-0-4 right now. He's 1200 up from that Caitlyn, so actually now 1100.
Do see a small gold advantage in the favor of the blue team. They have done a phenomenal job farming this game. Now, what do you think is really keeping this gold count so close right now?
Is Elise's farm compared to Malphite? Elise is at 117 while Malphite's still at 60. So, granted Malphite does have all the assists and that, but Elise is still ahead of this Malphite. And it's because Zaken actually opted to roam a little earlier than Hotshot did. And because of it, Hotshot got more farm, but Zaken got the more assists, got got it. You know, he didn't get any extra kills off of it, but it did help his team.
Yeah, Chowster coming up to respond to the tower push going on in the top lane. Malphite getting down quite low. He's just below half health now. The Orianna ult coming in from out of nowhere, and it looks like Malphite gonna get kicked. Move far, far back, using his ultimate to try and get out of there, and now Yoda in a lot of trouble as Hotshot GG picks up that kill.
Yeah, I mean, Elise, another thing that I forgot to mention about Elise that just came to my mind when I saw Hotshot do it is, in spider form and in human form, his QWE, they're all on separate cooldowns. So you can actually Venom to Neurotoxin in caster form, switch to spider form, and then just Venomous Bite them, I think is what it's called. Yes, Venomous Bite, and you do a lot of damage, like, just immediately to the target. So and Venomous Bite actually takes you to them, so you can follow it up with other spells, with other abilities like your W, allowing you to get those spiderlings to attack faster each time they hit. They'll heal you for a small amount, so it's actually a very good, like, just the way that Riot built that champion was, in my opinion, very smart, because a lot of these champions, when they switch, their cooldowns do have, like, they're different, but they have global cooldowns on them, so where it takes like a second or so when you switch forms.
Well, we do see the red team behind a little bit of turrets, and as everybody knows, League of Legends is an objective-based game. What do you think they're going to have to do to come back against Absolute Legends right now?
They're going to have to win a team fight, which Dragon just came up, and Absolute Legends is already on that very quickly, so they're going to be grabbing that. They are going to grab that, and we're going to see another fight for that around 25-48, and looking like they're going to actually
Locodoco gonna get caught out here. Lee Sin jumping to him and now kicking him back. Diana gonna try and stick to him like glue and keep him in range so they can pick off yet another kill. Will they be able to do it? Yes, the kick from Lee Sin coming out, and that will connect, granting him the kill.
Yeah, and Locodoco just out of place. He was trying to ward, and it actually cost him his life. But that's not what they wanted at all.
And now Caitlyn getting dived near the inhib. Malphite gonna come in and slow double lift down quite a bit. The Ezreal ulti coming out to snipe double lift. Ouch, that has gotta hurt. The Orianna ult coming out. Chowster trying to come in, but the crescendo is out. And now Orianna getting burst down by Diana. And now Chowster in a run for his life. Hotshot trying to sit back here, trying to do some damage, do anything he can to protect this inhib and protect them from taking the game. That does not look like it's going to happen as that inhib does go down, and now Diana turning around onto Hotshot, getting that pull back out, but it's not going to go anywhere as now the chase is on the stun coming out onto Link, the knockup as well. But they just don't want to deal with the damage and go for another unfair engagement.
No, I mean, it's smart play by them, but one thing I can't understand is, if you look at Hotshot's build, he's actually building kind of tanky. He's got a Sunfire cape. He's got the Sorcerer's shoes. I mean, I would never in the million years think that the way you build Elise is build her tanky. But I guess that's just how you have to build her now. With those ratios, maybe she's kind of like a champion where you don't need to build.
It looks like Chowster going to go here and try and catch out Spellzy, but that is not going to happen. The ping's going down for everybody to retreat as they are grouped up as 5 now and ready to just get on in a team fight. And looks like Big Fat going to try and engage down here. Got some extra damage down onto Lee Sin, but nothing else going to come from that. The chase is on. Chowster trying to cut him off, but he will manage to, yes, he is going to fall despite juking out that knockup.
Yeah, and he's actually, if you notice, he did put a ward right across from where he died. He's probably going to try and safeguard to it, but safeguard does not have that long of a range, so he actually did say in chat, buff W.
Yeah, it looked like he had no luck there, and yet another turret falling in favor of the red team now. Doublelift just going to back after picking up that little bit of extra global gold.
And Chowster actually is going to pick up another Oracles, which means they're probably going to be setting up for a Baron fight, which is what they're going to actually need to, you know, take this game back. They're going to need to, they need to pick their fight. They need to just, you know, they need to win their fight, actually. So Baron's going to be probably the next objective that will be fought over since Dragon isn't up yet, and it's not going to be up for another 3 minutes or so. So it's going to be it, and Chowster actually going to walk by a ward. Nope, he is going to see it and go back. But Spellsy does also have an Oracle, so they're going to be just killing the wards. Seems like a repeat of CLG EU versus World Elite right now.
Yeah, and it looks like we do have the engage coming out from Diana, trying to isolate somebody. Spellsy using her ultimate over the wall, and that will be the crescendo out. Chowser now trying to run away, and a hotshot GG going to be the next in line to get picked off after Chowser. That 3-second Zanya is coming out, and now Elise is dead. I love that jump up from Elise. That little bit of immunity is so nice. Works just like a Zanya's, but not enough to save Elise this time. Poor hotshot.
No, it's a very good spell. I mean, it can save your butt while your teammates get there, but people think it's a lot better than it really is. People don't understand. You either have to jump to an enemy minion, an enemy champion, or you're just gonna come landing back where they are, where you are. You don't actually get a pick where you get to land, because if you did, that'd be a little bit silly.
You might think it's silly, but for us who are bad at the game, that would be amazing. We do have the engagement here from Malphite as well as Diana, and that will be an instant pickup. The double kill going out to Spellsy and Ezreal, picking off the last kill.
And that will most likely be GG. I mean, it's 3-5 right now. I don't think there's anything that CLG Prime can do anymore. They're down by 10 kills, and there actually is a surrender from CLG. So we will be seeing this in a game 3.
All right, and we will look to get into that lobby as soon as possible. In the meantime, guys, gonna go ahead and mute our mics. Please enjoy the music while it's up.